into a residential area. I
Well,
mean,
okay.
having your
I
name,
haven't looked at it, but
yeah,
she
having
told
your
me.
name on your pickup truck is different than having your name on a bulldozer sitting in your driveway in a
Okay,
in
then
a
she told me I
residential.
couldn't do it.
Well,
So if it's not in there, great, I'll start doing it.
I'm not aware of it. I haven't read it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not in there. So,
Do you want me to have Vaughn look into that?
I wanna know how we can, make some curative amendments or whatever it takes. I don't know how complicated or what the advertisement is, and I just wanna find out.
Do you want, Dave, do you want me to have
Yeah,
Renee,
you
or
would.
Vaughn look into that and call
Yes.
you?
Yeah, and one other thing I like to, about the sign permits, about, this one down here, this billboard, we were not allowed to tear it down and rebuild it, because if we tore it down, we couldn't rebuild it. So we had to put
Because I think it
aluminum,
was a non-conforming, it was a
we had to put
non-conforming
aluminum
sign.
outside, but the wood's all rotten in there.
Well, I think we were gonna look at our sign ordinances, some different people have requested changes. I mean, the sign ordinances that we have in effect were placed in because I-99 was coming through, and we didn't wanna become Billboard City, I believe. And, so that's why we've always been careful with the sign ordinances, but it might be time to look at that
Well, that's
differently.
one of the areas I was,
But I would suggest that, you come up with a list of changes you're looking for, and then we send it to consultant, because we put in a lot of protections in there to prevent us, costing us money down the road, like Prout Bridge. It's costing us money because whoever made that a township road probably shouldn't have, for whatever reason. And so there are some protections in the zoning so that we aren't all of a sudden paying $6 million to put in sewer and it's our responsibility. So I would suggest any changes that you have be presented to the board, and then we present that to a consultant to say why or why not that would be a good idea.
Well, could I have your permission to fix that sign properly?
Which sign are we talking about?
that
Raymond
great big
sign.
Raymond sign, that
Yeah,
little
right.
wooden sign.
It says, she said I couldn't tear it apart because the zoning wouldn't allow if I tore it apart, and,
Well, we'll have Vaughn look at the interpretation of that.
well, I read it many times, it said you only
Can't
can
you,
25%.
well, you're just missing one panel though, can you throw that panel
The
back?
panel, yeah, I understand that, but all the wood behind is all rotten.
Mhm.
You gotta take it all down, take all the wood down, put new wood up, and
Well, I would suggest having Vaughn,
Yeah,
Look at
probably,
it's
I-
dangerous.
I saw it too, it looks,
It's a
it looks
safety
bad,
hazard,
but
I mean, isn't that the
It's
It's a
first
safety
deal?
violation, yeah, it's a safety issue, that's
well,
why.
part of the sign is it's not an on-property sign. I have the same issue at the airport, is I can't put a sign across the street, a better sign, because I don't have room to put one where we have one. And our zoning does not allow directional signs, that meaning being on another piece of property pointing towards where you enter the property. The signs have to be on the property itself.
Well, that's grandfathered in, that one.
Well, yeah, it is, but I guess what I'm saying is that maybe we should just have Vaughn look at it and give us an opinion what we can and can't allow. I think it's smart to fix up the sign.
and if this
and
is
we'll
a,
figure out how to fix it.
if this is an issue that is also safety, I
Yeah,
guess
safety.
I
Well,
would
that's
ask
what
you
I'm saying, I
to
mean,
write up what it is or sketch up what it is you would need to do,
Okay,
so that Vaughn has something to consider.
okay.
And we've got something specific to talk about. Correspondence.
I have
other
one
new
more
business.
okay.
At the end of the
I have
day,
something too.
GM McCrossin, his engineer called, and I told him that I didn't think you guys would be willing to make any kind of decisions tonight. They are making changes when they're adding that building up there. There's gonna be stormwater changes, which this will be whoever gets in here first. It's either gonna be McCrossin or the old War Furniture Building. The new state laws with the stormwater coming onto the state,
Roads.
roads, that the township's now responsible for those stormwater. So, he was wondering if you guys would be willing to sign some agreement, and I told him that I didn't think that was gonna be possible without the engineer reviewing it,
Some
the
agreement.
solicitor
Yeah.
reviewing it,
Yeah.
that you wouldn't be comfortable. We haven't had any of these.
That was a good, good answer.
Yeah,
No,
They have to
He,
present something.
he also asked, and I told him that I would bring that up, there is an issue, he says he has the conservation district approval letters, which I'm not really sure whether he does or not, I can have on or somebody check on that. They have an issue with getting the trees cut off of the parcel because of some bat that's in the area,
Yeah, you can only
and
do
that
it.
the trees have to be removed by the end of March.
Yeah, right, that's what the game had to do to put that parking lot in. They had, remember, they had to take down the trees before March, even though they weren't gonna do the parking lot till summer.
So he asked me to bring that up, if you guys, if they had ENS or if the engineer was okay, did you guys have an issue with them just cutting the trees off the property if they couldn't get all these agreements, the stormwater
they already
agreements?
own the property.
Yes.
I don't know, I mean, game went down there before it was even transferred, and ripped the trees out.
I don't know if, do you need a plan to I don't know that you need a plan to take down trees on your property.
I think there's something in your zoning about trees,
If-
tree removal.
If it's on more than a 15% slope, there's something on there.
There's something in there about tree removal,
But
particularly the,
Well, just,
A
I've
new
done that for
version.
Vaughn.
Okay.
Another one for Vaughn, and tree
Okay.
removal.
But if Vaughn says it's okay
If our
and the engineer
document-
says it's
Yeah.
okay, then
Yeah, I would
you guys
think.
don't really have a problem with these trees.
No, if they're
taken
saying it's
down.
okay.
No.
Okay. That was the only thing I had.
especially if there's bats involved.
Well, the bats fly through this area in March, and then they breed or something. I had another new business. We have, past employee legal issue that's raised its head, and I think we need to have an exec session after the meeting. If we wanna announce that, I think.
All right,
Alrighty.
there'll be an executive session after this to discuss employee matters. Move to correspondence. These are just on here for
People that send. People that send.
for record.
Yeah.
Do we- is
Nothing,
there
we
no
don't do
action?
nothing.
The only one, I don't know if there's any feedback that you guys have, would be number 9, the letter from the planning commission. I guess it kinda asked a few questions.
It just lists the concerns and worries of the planning commission and hopes for response. I know that Dave, you and I have
Yeah.
talked about that, and we'll have a meeting this Thursday if any and all want to be there to
I can be there.
kind of have an open discussion
We
about
can-
where
we
we're
can
going
talk.
and what we're doing.
We can talk tomorrow or Wednesday prior if that
We don't
works.
really have any direction without a zoning officer that attends meetings and sets agendas and takes minutes and, you know, we have nothing to
Well, we should have Vaughn at this too if he's available.
agree.
Well, I'll give you a call tomorrow or Wednesday and we'll work on an agenda.
I did let him know, Lionsgate self-storage will be ready for their signatures. They have all their items addressed, so that will need to be on their agenda.
That's fine.
Good. Any other business before we go into executive session?
No, sign checks.
Okay.
We can do that, we can do that after.
All right. This part of the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.